Guys, today I'm going to be reviewing the Xbox after 1 year of use. I'm just going to talk about games that I have. I will also be talking about accessories that I got. So one example would be the Xbox Series, the Elite Series 2 or the Xbox headset. I'll also be taking a look at AAA games that I have personally played. So if you wanna, so yeah, I'm just gonna talk about AAA games. I'm gonna talk about specs, everything, and it's all gonna be connected as to my experience for this Xbox. It's been about a year, like I already pointed out. I think it's been about 2 years. I'm not exactly sure. It was 2022, 2021 when I got it, so I guess it's been about a year. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure that you like this video so that I can make more comprehensive reviews. And if you want an individual one for the PS5, go check that out. I already made a comprehensive review of this and the whole, PS5, Nintendo Switch. So if you want to check it out, just a simple overview, go look at that video. Otherwise, enjoy this video, and here is my 1 year review of the Xbox Series X. Of course, the whole reason you buy a console is for the games. AAA games are basically the games made by developers, like big developers, so EA, or in this case Playground Games, are the one. This is Forza Horizon 4. I'm showing a few games, this is one of them. Forza Horizon 4 is a open world adventure game where you can, just drive around in any insane car you want. You can see I'm doing literally 150 in a Lambo. How the hell am I not crashing? And, well, that's practically it. It's a free game. It's not free. Scratch that. It's on Game Pass. And it's I think about $60. Editor me put the image up on the top right screen. And yeah, it's a really fun and enjoyable game. I'd 100% recommend it. And here's a thing of me revving my Lambo. Well, thank you for enjoying the little Lambo segment. We are going to move on to the next game, which is Forza Horizon 5. See ya. Hola, amigos! Forza Horizon 5, we are here! And that was a pretty stupid joke. However, welcome to Forza Horizon 5, the game that is what was widely anticipated in 2021 when it came out. This game actually, I think, got Game of the Year. Fact check that for me, editor. But this game was really nice in the sense that it was a good upgrade from Forza Horizon 4. It having literal ray tracing part of the freaking game. In the sense of graphic-wise, this game looks amazing. They've redesigned the sound on certain cars. I'm not going to play a clip because, you already heard a Lambo revving. But here, for purposes, it's just a Chiron revving. But here's what I like about this game. This game personally is just like 4, and I loved 4. Why wouldn't I like 5? You would personally like it because it has more races with more adaptable environments. They have a freaking whole ass sand dune. Like look at this footage right now. They have a whole ass sand dune that you can just hop around in the buggy with. How damn cool is that? Honestly, in 4 you couldn't do that. You were limited to either street or like mountainous terrain that had a bunch of indestructible trees. Which, by the way, there are not much indestructible trees in this game. Like if I were to go do a forest straight, there would not be as many. So what do I give this game? What do I think of this game? I think it's a really good game, and personally, you should play it. On with the next game. The next game is Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is a game that I think also got Game of the Year. Fact check that me, editor me. This game is really good in the sense that you can fly the whole damn world in your plane. So remember that look at the graphics. Just look at that. You can see all the minute details. The phone is recording in 4K 60, but of course, because it's a phone and I really can't screen record, I really can't show the in-depth details. However, I can just describe it to you and you can see it. The planes are super realistic and there's a marketplace for new planes. And oh my god, I'm an idiot. Why did I decide to do that barrel roll? Alright, whatever. And another thing you should know about this is that this uses satellite live weather data to show you what's actually going on in the real world. So you saw earlier that this was Sonoda Airport. This is in, I think, near Arizona or California. Fact check that for me. And what's neat about this game paired with that is that, like I said, it's all live weather. In the top corner where you see that little cloud icon, you can actually adjust what type of weather conditions you want. You want super windy? Fine, we can do that. You want rain? Fine, we can do that. You want heavy, you want completely clear skies? Fine, we can do that. But they also do live weather and time. So if you're like me and you wake up in the morning but you hear rain, but you can't bother to check your phone, you can open the Xbox and you can take a look at the weather. I know it's highly impractical, but what the hell ever. Overall, I give this game a solid yes. Yeah, just a yes. This game is like freaking epic. I can't describe anymore. There are a ton of more games that are also AAA. There is freaking Halo, there's Battlefield 2042, there's more Battlefields, there's Doom, there's so many other games, I just can't even be bothered to show them all. I will, now that we've exited the game space, let's look into physical hardware. Let's take a look at the specs and see, are they really good, or is the Xbox just a weak piece of crap? Okay, I realize that this part can get a bit boring as I'm watching and editing it, so if you want to skip to this timestamp, go here. If you want to look at the specs, go ahead and enjoy the rest of this video. Alright, now we're in hardware. We're gonna talk about how powerful the actual console is, maybe some graphics, and see if it's actually more powerful than the PS5. You can see over here on my screen that it has true 4K gaming at up to 120 frames per second, 8K HDR, which is high dynamic range, and Xbox Velocity architecture. And in big bold letters, the fastest, most powerful Xbox ever. You can see that they developed a new system that is called optimized for Series X and S, which basically have significantly reduced load times and better visuals at up to 120 FPS. Smart delivery, which basically you can buy a supported game once and always and have it the best version for whatever console you play on. That's what it is. So if I get an Xbox 360 game, so let's say I get the old Modern Warfare 2, it will look still good because guess what? I still have that, I have that smart delivery. It won't look the best, but it'll look a lot better, a little better. So you can see that you could get different, it's just saying how a lot of games that there are, and we already reviewed that. We have 12 teraflops of power. Teraflops are basically how powerful. And remember graphics. And remember, this is all Series X. The S is a little bit different in power-wise. But with this chip, which is the SoC, work with AMD Zen 2 with RDNA 2, architectures will result in a world that demand a closer look. Basically, higher details are added because of this, badass graphics. You also have, this is just to show you how good it looks. You can see the physical reflections. This is in Forza Horizon 5, by the way. It looks absolutely beautiful. So then we have, it allows you to have 3D spatial audio, which basically allows you to, it'll take a look at your speaker and it will play wherever the audio is. It's pretty nice. And it has Dolby Vision and Atmos. True 4K gaming, which is pretty good always, but that's practically about it. Now about the CPU, it is a lot more powerful, but the CPU is powerful, but here's what to mention. This is a 1TB custom SSD and CPU that make the game go faster. If you've heard of Quick Resume, you know what I'm talking about. Quick Resume is basically where if you've left off the game, so let's say I'm playing Forza Horizon 5, I can go immediately towards, let's say Forza Horizon 4, Halo Infinite if I wanted to, because of how fast that, SSD is. Sometimes Quick Resume is a bit bugged, however, it's still nice. And you can see that's what this 1TB custom SSD. Also, it's more like 800 gigabytes. That's why, but fortunately, the load times are really fast. And and we'll talk about this more later. I actually have this. This is a 1TB drive that you can add. It's Seagate, and what you can do is you can increase your storage. I increased mine by 1TB, so mine, if I were to empty everything out, I'd have like 1.8 terabytes. No, technically, I think so. So yeah, that's practically it. We're gonna talk about the controller later and everything like that, but overall, it's pretty nice. But let's get the actual specs. We already got the graphics, but let's see the main. We have the processor, which is 8 cores at 3.8 gigahertz with 3.66 GHz. Not sure what that is, but I know that it has a custom Zen 2 CPU with GPU. So I guess the CPU and GPU are the same, I guess? I'm not sure. I mean, I know that they're two different things, but is it internal graphics? I'm not sure. We have 16 gigabytes of RAM, which is pretty good, and this is all 2020 tech. 2020 tech, so this is quite good. Of course, we have true 4K. We have one HDMI that has HDMI 2.1. 2.1 is basically the new HDMI that came out at the time of the Xbox and allows you to have, that faster load, better looking gameplay. I don't have a TV or a monitor that supports HDMI 2.1, but even then, it still looks badass. We have the dimensions, which you can take a look at if you want to. And yes, this console is quite heavy, 9 pounds. You can use this as a weight if you wanted to. Now, here's the thing, though. I've had a friend come up to me and say, "Hey, Haroun, is the Xbox more powerful than the PS5?" And to my answer, it is. Well, really, Google or this guy's website, I really don't know. But in the spec sheets, the PS5 appears to lose against the Xbox Series X. Both have 8-core CPUs from AMD, but the Xbox clocks in at 3.8 gigahertz. While the PS5s are at 3.5, both run AMD processors, with the Xbox providing 12 teraflops of power to PS5's 10.28. And that's pretty much it. This was a really short segment, and thank God, because I still have a lot of other segments to cover. I think the last one should be accessories. And then displays. Yeah, anyway, so that's practically about actual power if you wanted to know this. So I guess on to the next segment. Now we are bringing up accessories. This is over here, the line of accessories that I will be talking about. There's a lot more, of course, in this world of ours, but these are the ones I personally have. We will also be including stuff like mouses and keyboards. I didn't show a keyboard, but yeah, and the flight stick. This, in my opinion, is the most important accessory of them all. This is a Seagate expansion drive 1TB. Now, technically, the Xbox has 800 gigabytes usable storage. Sounds like a lot, but here's all my game selections that I actually play and how much gigabytes they take up. It is ridiculously amount. However, this Seagate expansion drive will save you. This has 1TB of all of that 1TB is usable data. On top of that, this has seamless transferring. When we were talking about the specs, we brought up the Seagate expansion drive because it also expands the SSD of the internal, Xbox. It's quicker, it's still quick. You can still do quick resume on any game that's there. Look how many games I just have on the Seagate expansion drive. It's a lot. And it's pretty easy to plug in, and I'll show you how to do that. Now, to plug it into your Xbox, I think you have it like this, as I pull it out like this. You find the little hole, which is over here, not a hole, but then you find it, you just put it in. That's simple. That's it. It's not complicated like the PS5s. The PS5, I remember, you have to take off I think the disk drive plate. Then you have to slide it in, screw it in, and then put it back on. But taking this off for the first time was really hard. Yeah, simple as that. And 1 terabyte is added to my Xbox now. That's why I think it's the most far important accessory. And I'll talk about game accessories. So the flight stick will come last because you don't really need this. But the other ones I'd say are pretty important. So on to the next one. The next accessory I want to bring up is if you like online games like me. This Xbox headset is super handy. I even mentioned it in my PS5 video while comparing the different headsets. This headset is super comfortable and wraps around your head. Like, just look at this. Like, if it's comfortably around my head and the microphone's over here, and if you were to turn it on, I think by this button? No. There's a green button in the back that you saw. If you press it and hold it, it will automatically turn on. Now, what's good about this headset is that you can connect it to 2 devices at once, your Xbox and another device. In this case, if you're like me, I not only have my Xbox on, but I also have my iPad on because I like to watch stuff while I play. Typically for story-driven games or just for FPS games because it's really fun just to play around. So I think this headset's also worth it. I think it was this much when we bought it on Best Buy. We all bought this stuff from Best Buy. I'm going to be completely clear. But it's one thing I really like about it. Aside from talking loud, I really did not know how long I was talking. So yeah. And in the microphone, you can sort of hear yourself so that you know what you sound like in turn when you're on that mic. So if your friends say you sound bad, you can listen to yourself while you're speaking. And it's not echoey. It's not like that. But it sounds good. So while you're playing your Xbox, I can have both audios playing at the same time. You have an audio adjuster over here for mic. So this would be your friends or your iPad. And then game audio, which would, I think, only be like the specific game. So if you want to cut out whatever you're listening to, example, my iPad, twist it all the way to the top, boom. And here's one thing that I wanted to note about this headset. This is the volume side, right? But notice how there's no dials or clicks, right? So what's good about this is that there's a perfect balance. Like right over here, you can kind of see my hand stop, right? Because there's a stopping point to like, it's right in the middle. But you can still continue going back or forth. That's what I like about this headset. I've worn this headset for hours at a time while talking with friends on calls, and it's really good. So, yeah, that's practically it for the headset. All these accessories I'm trying to go by fast because the video is probably way too long. This is definitely another important accessory, the Xbox Elite Series 2 controller. I know I showed the regular controller, but it's nothing new. It's just, you can get another controller, big deal, your controller breaks or you just want another one. But this is a different case. This is a more customizable controller. I'll go more in depth by another video that I hopefully will make, but it's simple. Customizable D-pad, customizable thumbsticks, really cool. You got back paddles, hair triggers possibly for FPS games, or if you're like me in Battlefield 5, I like it in the middle, so Battlefield 5, no, 2042. So that I still have some trigger reach, and yeah, that's practically it for it. Oh, rechargeable battery that I think lasts for 10 hours. I've tested it and I've never once actually drained it. Well, I think 2 times I drained it. This can also connect to iOS devices and Android apparently. So this is Bluetooth. So if you just want a controller, you can do that. And these paddles can be taken off, by the way, if you don't want it. So yeah, I'll make an in-depth review hopefully early on in February. So on to the next accessory. Now here's the thing, in a really old video of mine, I went over the Keychron K2. This video is super old, it was like 2 years old. And it was a pretty good keyboard, and it still lasts me. I'm still using it 2 years later, and I love this thing to death. It has 2 modes, cable and Bluetooth. Right now it's connected to Bluetooth, as you can see. Right? But I can immediately switch over to my Xbox via a cable, connect it into the USB Type-C over here, and boom, you're playing. My Xbox has now another accessory that also is helpful, specifically for Microsoft Flight Simulator I use it. This mouse can be used as, well, a mouse inside games, not the menu UI, just for games that are compatible with it. This has a 2.4 gigahertz mode and a Bluetooth mode. I went over this in a YouTube short of mine, so you can check that out if you want a little bit more in depth. This mouse has lasted me for a very long time. I think also since 2020. So 2021 or 2020 somewhere. Yeah, practically. This mouse is really helpful. It takes AA batteries, but it does last a little bit. And what's fortunate is, I don't know for Windows, but I know on Mac OS. Is my cursor somewhere? No, it wasn't even on. Right. Yeah. So if we go to Bluetooth, it can literally show your mouse's Rival 3. It's at 50%. That should last me about a few more days before, or weeks even. I have to charge it. No, not charge it. Battery. And you just simply do this and boom, battery access. It's pretty easy. I like it. And you got your CPS over here, so you not CPS. You can got your sensitivity over here. I'm not gonna change it. And you got your scroll wheel. That's clickable. Really nice. Nice click. You can play this for FPS games. I think Call of Duty does support it, so I wanted to try that out. But I know for a fact that Flight Simulator does support that. And that brings me to my last and very good point, these flight sticks. Let me get the camera set up so you can actually see it. So we're in the Flight Simulator, and I got the mouse connected, so let's press ready to fly. Where the hell is my cursor? There. So I'm going to demonstrate how the flight stick works. So you got this, you can sort of see the yoke inside the game. I'm very serious whenever I fly. I have ATC, and I have my VFR map, I have objectives. I'm serious when it comes to Flight Simulator. So you can see over here, it's very responsive. The trigger can be your reset camera or whatever you want. This is all mappable, by the way, inside the Flight Simulator settings. I personally have it to my liking where these back buttons are my flaps. This is my, I think this is my spoiler, but yeah, okay. So I full throttle it. Let's release the handbrake. So if you twist it, like you can see, it's your rudder. And I'm twisting it right now. So it's pretty handy. Why is my airspeed still very low? Let's pull up. See, I'm pulling up very lightly. I don't think 10 degrees is that light. However, yeah. You can move your camera to different places. Why is it so turbulent at... Oh, don't. All right. Why is it so turbulent at DFW? I don't know. That's just what I get. So if you full throttle it like I did, you can do that. You can half throttle it. You can do whatever. You can map it to certain things. And that's practically it about the accessories. So yeah. I mean, I'll make a full in-depth video of this because this deserves a lot more explanation. But overall, I like this hand thing, and if you play Flight Simulator like I kind of do, you'll enjoy this as well. So I guess on to the next point. Now we're going to talk about physical design. Physical design is a different story as well, and well, a little bit of aesthetics. You can visually see here that the Xbox Series X wallpaper looks pretty nice, and especially with my setup. Now, here's the thing with the whole setup, it just looks right. And, of course, the physical Xbox, which looks like a mini fridge. Fun fact, my friend went over to my house one day and just said, yo, yours looks like a mini fridge. And I'm like, yeah, kind of does. So, physical design-wise, this can fit almost anywhere in your house. It's not bland, I want to say, but I want to say it's not, like, in your face. I quite like the design in a whole. Yeah, I mean, you got the Xbox light, you got the green fans on top, you got the disc tree, and then you have the wallpaper. Well, that's it basically for the whole video. I know it's been dragged out for probably way too long, so thank you guys for watching. Now, thank you. Well, sorry, the rest of the outro kind of corrupted. I don't know why exactly, but thank you guys for watching. And if you guys want to know how this is all connected, this is just all my experiences of accessories and everything and hardware, how it's all correlated to what the Xbox is. And my personal thoughts is that the Xbox is great. Aesthetically, it's good. Power-wise, it's literally the best console you can get. There's so many things. Like, it's just so good at that I like it for. So, yeah, that's practically it. If you want me to do an Xbox, PlayStation, or a Nintendo Switch review, I'll go ahead and do individual one of those. And PlayStation VR 2 is coming out very soon. At the date of, well, recording still, it's the 18th of February. So I'm really excited, but thank you guys for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later, and see y'all in the next video. Peace.